Now, after keenly observing the violence unfolding in the national capital, the Delhi High Court has put the onus on the government to reach out to the locals and allay fears. Some breaking information coming in of the Delhi High Court now saying that we cannot possibly allow a 1984-like situation in the city. The Delhi High Court now putting the onus on the government to allay fears of the locals in the vicinity. Here we're looking at several areas of northeast Delhi simmering. People there fearing violence that could break out any moment from now. Heavy police deployment in these areas. Now the Delhi High Court saying that it is the responsibility of the Delhi government to reach out to those locals there and instill confidence among those members who are currently living in fear. Let's go over to Paulami Sahab for more on this. Paulami, the Delhi High Court not sparing any angle to this violence. They now have pulled up the government of Delhi for not reaching out to those people, those locals, to allay fears of violence. Now you have the Delhi High Court saying that the members of the Aam Aadmi Party must venture into these areas and speak to those members so that they are calm. What more do we know?
Nabila, it wasn't a reference to Delhi government. They're talking about the administration. They're talking about the police system, saying that it is for you as those who hold a certain constitutional position to reach out to the people and speak to them and assure them that peace will prevail. You have to allay their fears, especially reach out to families who've lost members of their family in the violence which Delhi has witnessed over the last few days. Now is the time to reach out, because this city cannot have another 1984 is what the Delhi High Court has said. And that is a huge statement which is coming in from the Delhi High Court, which has been hearing this matter on the basis of a petition which has been filed by activist Harsh Mandir, where he has basically sought for a judicial inquiry into what has been going on, action against police officers who have been, complacent in acting against rioters, and of course FIR against leaders of the Bharatiya Janata Party, as has been said in the petition, who allegedly instigated these riots with their statements. So now the Delhi High Court is saying we cannot have another 1984. It is for you to be very, very alert, and the situation is extremely unfortunate, is what Justice Muralidhar has been saying. This is the time to reach out and assure the people, particularly those who have lost family members on both sides of the divide. We cannot assure peace otherwise. At earliest, the constitutional functionaries should visit the area. Statements from the bench will not do it. The fear that I cannot go back to my home must be allayed. You must be assured that anywhere you reside, you will be safe. This is what has been told to of course, the Solicitor General, who is representing the administrative setup of Delhi. He is representing the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi.
When the Delhi High Court says that the onus is now on the government, which government are they really referring to in that case? Are they speaking about the centre? Are they speaking about the state? Here, there's a specific mention of the government here.
They are referring to the administrative setup, Nabila. This is not about a particular government. They're referring to the administrative setup and saying constitutional authorities need to go out and, of course, ensure that, people are feeling safe, people are feeling protected. Now, what has happened obviously cannot be changed. They have expressed their complete, anguish over the loss of lives as well. Delhi High Court earlier, when hearing this matter, has expressed anguish over this as well. But now, obviously, what the court has told the Solicitor General, who is representing the in charge of Delhi, who is the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, saying that he and those in constitutional position, constitutional authorities need to go out and reach out to the people and tell them that, normalcy will be restored. The Delhi High Court has also asked the Delhi government to ensure compensation to the riot victims. Now, that is, of course, comes within the domain of the government. We're still dealing with the cases of compensation for the 1984 victims. This should not happen again. Don't get mired in bureaucracy. Ensure compensation for the victims. It's a very delicate task in a supercharged atmosphere, is what the Delhi High Court has said. Dialogue should be conducted with delicacy. Now, this is what is coming out from the court right now as the court hears this very sensitive matter which has been taken up. The court has said that the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister of the Delhi government should also visit the affected areas for confidence building among people. This is the time to reach out. So all administrative authorities across the cross-section of Delhi in terms of constitutional authorities have been instructed to reach out to the people and ensure that they're safe and assure them that normalcy will prevail, that security will prevail, and they will be safe. What has happened cannot be changed, but it is imperative, the court says, to especially reach out to the family members of those who have lost their lives and, of course, those who are injured in the violence that Delhi has witnessed over the last few days. The court categorically says we cannot allow another 1984 in this city.
Undoubtedly, Palmi, we're looking at situations that went out of control, and so far we did not see anybody, neither from the state or the centre, reach out to those affected areas and pacify those people, urging them to stay calm. It is now that the Delhi High Court has taken cognizance of the situation, seeing that nobody from the state or the centre reached out to these members. Now, we have more on this with Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal there. The Delhi High Court saying that the Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and Deputy Chief Minister must have visited these affected areas, particularly pointing fingers at the state government, asking the Delhi government to ensure compensation to these riot victims as well. This is what the Delhi High Court has said very clearly. Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and Deputy Chief Minister must visit affected areas, ask the Delhi government to ensure compensation to riot victims as well. Palmi Saha, here we're looking at the High Court there directing Kejriwal as well as his deputy to venture into those areas and speak to those locals, restoring their faith.
That's right, because obviously the security situation doesn't directly fall under the prerogative of the Delhi government. It is the centre's prerogative. In this case, of course, the court is saying what the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister can do in this situation is at least go to some of these affected areas and build confidence among the people that, you know, they are safe now and nothing untoward will happen to them again, and also ensure compensation, because as the court has observed, in 1984, compensation is still being doled out to the victims, and that sort of situation should not prevail in this circumstance, and this whole process of compensation shouldn't get mired in any sort of bureaucracy. What importantly, Nabila, the court has also said is that we will keep this case open for monitoring. Whatever other issues come up later can be considered an amicus curiae, which is very, very important, will be appointed in this case. Now, the suggestion was made by one of the lawyers to have a night magistrate so that matters can be brought before the court, because this is a prevailing situation. This is a situation which is obviously being dealt with as we speak right now on an hourly basis. It's a 24/7 situation that we're looking at. So hence a suggestion to have a night magistrate was made by one of the lawyers who said that so that matters can be brought to the court anytime. The Solicitor General and Rahul Mehra, who is also representing the Delhi police, have objected to this, say that there are already duty metropolitan magistrates in place for the same. If you have anything which comes in at an early hour and you want to move a court, you can move the metropolitan magistrates, go to the even the residents of the metropolitan magistrates if you have to. High Court says we will ask the district judges to appoint night magistrates for the next 2 weeks. So the High Court has heard the petition by a lawyer and said we will ask district judges to appoint a night magistrate for the next 2 weeks. So the Delhi High Court taking very serious cognizance of what has been happening in Delhi, expressing its complete condemnation for the violence that ensued, for the administration which wasn't able to curtail it, and now saying that now is the time to try and build confidence in the people and ensure that the city doesn't witness another 1984. We cannot have another 1984. We cannot allow another 1984 in this city, and for that we need to be very, very alert. And the imperative task before us right now is to ensure that people are compensated, people are, in a way assured.
Speaking about the compensation there, the High Court says Delhi government must ensure compensation to the riot victims. This comes while the Delhi government is blaming the centre, saying that the Home Ministry has not been able to contain and control the situation. Amid this, the Delhi High Court has now said that the Delhi government must pay up as compensation.
The compensation, Nabila, comes under the government of Delhi, and hence it has been, announced by the court today that the Delhi government needs to take cognizance of the same. As far as the security situation is concerned, the policing on the ground is concerned, that is, of course, the centre's prerogative, because Delhi police reports to the Ministry of Home Affairs, and hence it is now for all constitutional authorities, as the Delhi High Court has been has been pointing out, it is for all authorities concerned to ensure that the people of Delhi no longer feel unsafe. They feel that, the system is with them, that the system is compensating them, not just monetarily, but is compensating them for the mental anguish that has been caused, for the physical harm that has been caused, for the loss of property which has been caused as a result of things going completely out of hand and spiraling out of control over the last few days in Delhi.
Unfortunately, so far, there hasn't been a word about compensation from the Delhi government, even though they've been pointing fingers at the central government so far for not effectively handling the outbreak here. But nonetheless, we're looking at the situation largely in control in most parts of northeast Delhi. We're looking at the Delhi High Court now rapping the Delhi police for not effectively acting when the situation escalated over the last 4 days. They've said very clearly that the Delhi police have shown unprofessional attitude towards this entire violence ensuing over the last 4 days. Here is the Delhi High Court also very pertinently pointing fingers at the Delhi government. The Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal as well as his deputy Manish Sisodia, who've been asked very categorically by the Delhi High Court to reach out to these areas where people are currently feeling unsafe. They're worried to venture into their own homes, into their own localities. Their shops, their establishments have been gutted down. This is unfortunate that several establishments in the vicinity of the northeast Delhi have been burnt down. It's been vandalized, and so far about leave alone compensation to property, even compensation to life has not been announced as yet. And the Delhi government now has the responsibility to compensate to these riot victims. The Delhi court has said very categorically that the Delhi government must ensure compensation to those members who've lost their lives in the riots. Here's the Delhi High Court ensuring that peace is brought about across the national capital, and very categorically saying that the members on ground must take cognizance of the situation in every nook and corner of northeast Delhi to ensure the situation doesn't escalate. Follow me. Do tell us, the Delhi High Court now has been keenly watching the situation unfold before us, and here the Delhi High Court saying that now it's the onus of respective governments to reach out to these members to restore faith. Do we see really a lack of trust now on ground?
Well, obviously, Nabila, as far as the people of Delhi are concerned, they're very shaken by the scenes that have been witnessed in Delhi over the last few days, the kind of violence which has broken out in certain parts of Delhi. That has obviously taken the confidence of the people, and that is what needs to be restored as per the Delhi High Court. It has observed that unfortunately lives have been lost, 20 lives have been lost in this, and they include that security personnel as well. Delhi cop has lost his life, and IB personnel has already lost his life as well, as news came in earlier this afternoon. And then, of course, civilians who have been, caught in these clashes as well. They have lost their lives as well, and several others are currently in hospitals getting treated for the injuries that they've sustained. Some of them hapless Muslims, innocent Muslims who got caught in these clashes and were not part of the riots that broke out in the northeast district of Delhi in various parts. So the Delhi High Court's prerogative right now, of course, is to ensure that peace prevails, that the establishment has taken charge of the situation and ensured that no further untoward incidents actually take place. And then, of course, restoring the faith of the people in the system and the administration that no such incidents will take place, and that things have been brought under control. Everyone in Delhi has scars and memories of what happened in 1984. They still talk about it, and that is exactly why the Delhi High Court says we do not want another, and we cannot allow another 1984 in this city, and for that you have to be very, very alert. So while you have to apply balm on the people's injuries that they've sustained physically and mentally as a result of the violence that Delhi has witnessed, you have to also go ahead and build confidence in the people, not just offer them monetary compensation, which needs to be done immediately and cannot take time. Also ensure that confidence is built in the system, where people seem to be losing faith that the
Follow me. Do stay with us. We're going to bring you some more from the Supreme Court. After the Supreme Court now, the Delhi High Court has pulled up the Delhi police in a dramatic hearing in the High Court over plea seeking action against netas making hate speeches. The court has now slammed the Delhi police for not taking suo motu action against these political leaders after the Solicitor General sought more time to respond, saying that he had not seen any clips of the BJP leaders as Anurag Thakur, Kapil Mishra and Parvesh Verma making provocative speeches. The court has now played all of these 3 clips inside the courtroom for the Solicitor General as well as the DCP. The High Court has slammed the Delhi Police Commissioner and said that it was the top cop's responsibility to take action against such political leaders. Court has also asked the police to identify the cop seen in Kapil Mishra's video and the DCP who was on duty at that time. The High Court has also pulled up cops after they failed to respond to the lower court, saying that prima facie evidence had showed no offence or showed nothing against the 3 BJP netas there. Earlier, the Supreme Court slammed the police for lack of professionalism and failure to act according to the law. Here is a dramatic turn of events at the Delhi High Court as the Solicitor General says that he had not seen clips of these members of the BJP making insightful statements. The court went right ahead and played those clips for the Solicitor General to take a look at what were those statements made. It was widely covered in the media and all out on social media. And right after, the court says now identify those police members who were standing next to Kapil Mishra when he made those insightful statements. Paulami, do tell us, here we're looking at a dramatic turn of events in court where the court has literally played out those hate speeches or the instigative speeches made by these 3 members of the BJP and says the Solicitor General must take cognizance. Now let's take a quick listen to the provocative speeches made by the BJP leader Kapil Mishra, BJP MP Parvesh Verma as well as the Union Minister Anurag Thakur. These 3 clips were also played in the Delhi High Court today during the dramatic hearing of a plea seeking action against these 3 BJP netas. Take a listen.
डीसीपी साहब हमारे सामने खड़े हैं। मैं आप सबके बिहाफ पे ये बात कह रहा हूँ, ट्रंप के जाने तक तो हम शांति से जा रहे हैं, लेकिन उसके बाद हम आपकी भी नहीं सुनेंगे अगर रास्ते खाली नहीं हुए तो। ट्रंप के जाने तक आप जाफराबाद और चांदबाग खाली करवा लीजिए, ऐसी आपसे विनती कर रहे हैं। उसके बाद हमें रोड पे आना पड़ेगा, ठीक है।
दिल्ली की जनता जानती है जो आग आज से कुछ साल पहले कश्मीर में लगी थी, वहाँ पे जो कश्मीरी पंडित हैं उनकी बहन बेटियों के साथ में रेप हुआ था, आज वो आग दिल्ली के कोने में लग गई है। ये लोग आपके घरों में घुसेंगे, आपकी बहन बेटियों को उठाएंगे, उनको रेप करेंगे, उनको मारेंगे। इसलिए आज समय है, कल मोदी जी नहीं आएंगे बचाने।
देश के गद्दारों को, देश के गद्दारों को, देश के गद्दारों को, देश के गद्दारों को गोली मारो सालों को। ये कौन है गद्दार? पप्पू को भूल गए? ये दोनों ऐसे हैं कि इमरान खान से कड़ी शुरू होती है और राहुल गांधी केजरीवाल तक सारे चलती है।
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.